Welcome back to Whiskey Wednesday. I keep wanting to call it Talk Whiskey to me, which is not a good idea. I've got a great story. I've got an update on a video that was a Patreon only video. I've got a couple of fresh cracks that you guys are definitely going to want to know about. In fact, I would be willing to bet that nobody in here has had either one of these whiskeys. Lots of good stuff. And we're going to do it in a pretty short amount of time because I'm exhausted because of my crazy debacle of an experience last night. It was a great time last night hanging out with Pete for Rare Character and Jason from Lock Barrel. Obviously, Mrs. Whiskey Bonded was with me. And Neil, who I still am not 100% sure who Neil is. But Neil was there. So you guys obviously let us know if there's any sound issues, if you got any video issues, but it looks all good from my end. But I can turn things up, turn things down. We're learning as we go. I do see that you guys in the comments are talking about the shipping out of Bonded Bottle Shop for our last drop. It was really weird. I anymore count on shipping for when we do a big drop to be fairly slow in the turnaround because so much stuff sells all at one time. For some reason, the warehouse was just on their game. People got bottles within a couple of days, and the people who usually get them first didn't get them first. And the people who usually have to wait a long time didn't have to wait a long time. It was, but I think it went pretty well, and we've got things out, and I'm keeping an eye on it. I'm making a big stink, so I see in the comments, you guys, I don't have control over it, but I can be kind of a pain in the ass, and that helps a little bit sometimes. But the team does a good job. They just operate on a very small amount of people and a whole hell of a lot of shipment. So Mrs. Whiskey Bonnet is with me tonight.
Hey, guys.
I'm assuming her microphone sounds okay.
Yeah, let me know if you can't hear me.
Good. Everybody says it sounds good. Okay, so where do we start? I'll tell you what. Let me start with this. I want to have to confess something. I bought something today. And it flies a little bit in the face of some of the things that I talk about. Thank God I'm not wearing my Make Bourbon Cheap Again shirt. I'm not wearing a Whiskey Bonded shirt again. I just forget to look at what shirt I'm wearing when we check into the live. But I did buy something today, and normally, you guys, it's normally my MO to see these bottles, these certain bottles, certain rare bottles or hard to get bottles, and just tell other people about it. Sometimes I tell a friend, sometimes I post it on Instagram, but I usually leave it behind. But if you guys have been paying attention, there are a couple of bottles that I am just giant fan of and will buy. There are a couple of rare bottles that I will buy backups of, even with all of the videos that I made recently about the Patreon video about the biggest mistakes that I've made and having too many stags and having too much Ego Rare and all these crazy things. There are still a couple that exist outside of those rules to me, and I picked up one of them. I'll show you what it is. I'm gonna hang my head in shame. I did buy one of the E.H. Taylor barrel proofs, and I tell you, I love E.H. Taylor barrel proof. This is the, I don't know so much as, I'm going to tell you guys what the McLaren. I did not buy a McLaren. Yes, I am a fanboy of the E.H. Taylor barrel proof. This is the 127.7 proof, so pretty, I don't know, they're all pretty good proofs in the high 120s, low 130s. Just picked this one up. I saw it. I was going to pass on it. I didn't pick up one of the Stags. I didn't pick up the Blanton's Gold, but I do have a couple of bottles, not a ton of E.H. Taylor barrel proof, but I just love this bottle so much. It really speaks to my palate with the low rye, sweet leaning, but with the proof turned up. It's punchy. I love it. Yeah, I actually bought it, full disclosure. I bought it for, it was $103 before tax after my Safeway Club card. So I got $11 off. It was $114. I got it for $103. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with being able to buy these for under $150. I mean, around here, it seems like most of them are $129, $139 now anyway. But this was actually a pretty good deal. It's very rare to see it at Safeway, and I had to pick it up because I do love it. This is one of the very few bottles I'm a tater for. The other one is probably Blanton straight from the barrel. That's a really good bottle too. But because anything Buffalo Trace makes at cask strength is really, really good. I just I made the video about the Stag Junior because I like Stag Junior, but I don't buy it that often. It's not as pleasant as the E.H. Taylor barrel proof. It's got more of that oak influence. It's a little more serious, so I don't enjoy it on a regular night quite as much. So, and I think the MSRP on this, Kanish, you shut it. I think the MSRP on this right now is, I think it's $90 technically, but I never see it for that. I know it's possible some places. What's up, Mr. Burston? If you can get it at a good price, it's always worth a pickup. Yes, but I won't. Yeah, see what Angry Irish Mac's saying. Don't see them much in New York. When you do, anywhere from 150 to 350. If I just roll around and try and find a East Taylor barrel proof right now, that's what I'm gonna see. Their Irish Mac. I'm gonna see 200, 250, stuff like that. That's what the secondary is around here. Here in California, it's weird because we deal with the secondary a lot at the small liquor stores, but you can also get things at MSRP at any of the major stores, Costco, Safeway, Rayleigh's, Total Wine, Bevmo, any of those. The problem is everybody knows that. They don't get that many of them when they come. They go really quick. So it's just kind of a timing. Yes, it is the 127. Yes, it is. I can't wait to try it. If it's not good, don't tell me. I won't believe you anyway. So what should we start with? Should we start with the story about what we did yesterday? Fill
Sure.
everybody in. So you guys,
It was an eventful night. So
it was a great time. First of all, I'm going to tell you the story about how we got to this point because the tile on the live tonight said, "Did I pick a tequila barrel?" Yes and no. And I'll tell you the story what that is. So
it was a surprise to me.
yeah, I'm going to put Pete on blast a little bit too because that's just how we do it. Just to be clear, I love Pete from Rare Character. He's a really great dude. We've now done 5 barrels with him, and I adopted 2 additional ones. We've actually done 7 Rare Character barrels. They're always really, really good. They're always a ton of fun. The custom art is just right up my alley.
Everything's shaking.
Yeah. So it's good whiskey. It's fun. I love it. The price points are really pretty reasonable. I mean, they're single barrels. Everything we've done has been 90 to 1. I think the most expensive one was the American Light Whiskey, but they're usually 90 to 110, which for a single barrel cast strength, everything's been 7, 8, 9 years. I think they're pretty reasonable, all things considered. Start with who your favorite patron is and why it's Santa Kenny. You'd be in the running, buddy. So when we were in Las Vegas, we were picking the last 2 barrels, which the bottle art's going to be crazy for. Again, I'm super excited for it. We did get that figured out in the last couple of days. The only person on the planet that knows is Miss Whiskey Bonded and Pete and Neil, whoever the heck that guy is. The Neil thing. So we were in Las Vegas and we picked out a couple of barrels with some of the patrons and Pete, and we had talked about a Palantir. I believe that's how you say it. Palantir whiskey, and I said, listen, I do want to do a whiskey or a tequila. I want to do a tequila barrel. I was thinking a reposado, probably because I really love a blanco tequila. I love the agave notes, but you don't really pick a single barrel añejo or a blanco. You could do a private selection blanco, you could do a private blend blanco, but you can't do a single barrel blanco because they don't sit in barrels. And añejos can get super expensive, and for me, a lot of times, añejo leans so heavily in the direction of whiskey. In fact, I have an extra añejo here in the house that I pour at whiskey tastings, and people don't pick out that it's tequila.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of defeats the purpose of doing a tequila. So I talked to Pete about it, and I said, well, let's do a reposado single barrel. Something maybe we can do something cool in an ex-bourbon barrel. Something like that neat. And we didn't talk about it again. Well, then he was in town. He's coming into town the last few days. He's in the Bay Area, and he said, hey, I'm coming to the Bay Area. Let's hang out, grab dinner, drinks. I'm like, dude, let's go. Dope, right? So we drove over. Mrs. Whiskey Bond and I drove over. Just happened that Jason Lockborough was there. So he met up with us and some guy named Neil.
Yeah, I think Jason was helping out on a pick for somebody else. So
Jason was helping CK, if you know him, do a pick. They did do another pick. Jason was having a good time. I've actually never seen Jason that inebriated. He was actually quite entertaining. It was
amazing. And we got to drive Jason home, so we had a couple hours in the car with him. It was fun.
Dude, 2 hours of drunk Jason is awesome.
So fun.
Awesome. He's a great dude. I love Jason. He's just one of the most genuine, nice, cool people you're ever going to meet.
And can really hold his liquor.
Jason ain't no punk.
No, it was amazing. No. As much as he drank last night, it was amazing. I really thought for a minute, I was like, are we going to have you guys have to pull over, I'm going to throw up situation? No, not at all.
Yeah, he put on a clinic. I always kind of, if you guys have been with me to a tasting, or a dinner or anything, I kind of pace myself. I try not to go too hard, kind of keep it together. If you've been around me and I was drunk, you probably didn't know, because I always try to keep it somewhat even keeled. I don't want to say professional because that's not the right description for me.
You're not
professional is not. No, professional is not the. I made a couple of suggestions as to what could be put on the label of a single barrel tequila that were highly inappropriate. We'll just leave it at that. So we go over there, and lo and behold, of course, Pete breaks out some Brook Hills, and he breaks out some great stuff. He lets us taste the single barrel that they picked. He let us taste the single barrel that Neil was picking at the table,
which was very good.
Very good, very good. I can't even tell you who that is that's going to be selling that. Cohen Tactics official. Hang on a second, I'll answer that question. So he breaks out tequila samples, and he's like, "Let's pick your tequila barrel." I'm like, "Wait, what? What are we doing?"
I looked at Conrad like, "What?
Yeah,
we're picking
breaks
tequila?
out some reposado samples and pours. Okay, take a stop. I'm gonna pause real quick. Coin Tactics official. Thinking about buying Bardstown Bourbon Origin Series 100 proof. Thoughts? I'm a newer whiskey drinker, but like the caramel style bourbon. If you're gonna buy a Bardstown Origin, if you have an option and you're a new whiskey drinker, find the black label. The white label is great. You're going to like it. It's a little spicier than the black label, just a little bit. This is wheat in it, so it's a little sweeter. So that would be my suggestion. But those Bardstown Origins are all winners. If you're not used to rye, if you're not a rye drinker, which you're probably not based on what you just said, I would avoid the rye for now. Any of the other three, the wheated, the black label, a bottle and bond, which is the wheated, the lower wheat content bourbon of the two, and the white label, which is the rye content, all really, really delicious. Complex, approachable, reasonably priced. You'll appreciate any of those. I like answering the whiskey questions. That's the only thing I miss from TikTok is the rapid fire whiskey questions. That's fun for me. You'd think an experienced salesman like you would have been prepared for that tactic. Pete is a salesman. Mm-hmm. He's a great salesman. So
first and foremost.
Yeah, there you go. Coin Tactics official, the black label, Bardstown Origin. Yes, good call. You'll like that. What's up, Rocksteady? Yeah, ambush. So, Liquid Lineup has a great Bardstown Origin pick. We have a fantastic Bardstown pick. It's not an Origin because it's older and it's cast strength. It's called the Freedom Batch, and it's freaking amazing, but it's a rye, so it ain't for amateurs or whiny bourbon drinkers that don't like rye, Devin. You knew it was coming. The weed is so damn good, and about $50 can't go wrong. Yeah, you really can't go wrong with any of those. Okay, so. Oh, look at more whiskey questions. David Benitez, opinion on 1924 Old Forester. I love 1924 Old Forester. I wish it wasn't quite as expensive. I think based on the Whiskey Row, it should be a $100 bottle, $105 bottle, not $150. And it's going to be a little bit much for some whiskey drinkers. But if you like the Old Forester Whiskey Row series, series 1910, 1920, if you like those, you're gonna like 1924. It is a richer, oakier, bolder 1920 continuation. I think if you know 1897, 1910, 1920, you're not gonna be surprised by what 1924 is like. I love it. I think it's really fantastic. It's actually a bottle that I did buy a second one of when I got through the first half. I won't buy another one, but I did buy a second one when I got halfway through the first one. Yeah, fantastic bottle. That's, I think, what most people are going to say. And if you ask a question, you guys, I'm going to get it. Mrs. Whiskey Bond's going to help me watch the comments too. Everybody else in here is obviously whiskey drinkers and will have their opinions as well. So Pete breaks out the samples. I do have a Paladar bottle here. This happens to be the R24104, but it is a almost añejo reposado. Aged in extra character barrels. Don't have more information than that. We will get more information than that. We have not necessarily decided what we're going to do with this, but I can tell you we might. And I was curious to get your guys' opinions because I got to tell you, this is a really nice reposado tequila. Got some agave to it. Got some wood influence to it. It's still sweet. It's still spicy. It's just got some citrus. It's got everything that I want out of a reposado, and it's not going to be super, super expensive. So say you get a 92 proofer, obviously 750 ml bottle. Would have a custom art label. Run about probably $55 or $60. What do you think? Kanish, stop it. Pete ain't got shit on me. I want to try their 10-year-old out now. So, yeah, price would be $55, $60. I mean, unless I can sell it cheaper, which I would do. So, just curious to see what you guys think on that. Thought on that was, I can sometimes, and Joanna is a great talk sense. She's my foundation, because I would just say, let's go, right? She's like, wait a minute, slow down. So we've got a few things to discuss, but I really do want to do a tequila. Something like this that is a rare character aged reposado. It kind of makes sense to me. A little, a little concerned about the volume of the, because the barrels, they obviously refill them. They can fill it all the way up. Yeah, and I will tell you, Tom, great point. All the stuff we've had from Paladar has been delicious. The Blanco he poured us was actually really, really nice. No
The
point in doing
Blanco
Blanco.
was surprisingly good.
Yes. If I'm gonna drink tequila, I actually have come to really, really like a good Blanco tequila. I appreciate the barrel influence, but again, if you
Well,
go past
that
Reposado,
one, his Blanco, you could literally just sit and sip on. It was sweet. It had that agave nose that just is, I mean, the minute he passed the glass like by me, I just, yeah, you could smell it. It was good.
yeah, the stuff that they make is all actually really high quality. It's all at least 7-year-old Weber agave, Weber blue agave, or whatever it is. Obviously, I'll get all this straight if we decide to go ahead and do this, but done in the old style, additive free. It's actually very, very nice tequila. And I understand you guys. This is a whiskey channel. It's not a tequila channel, but we are appreciators of all spirits. I mean, we were trying some stuff last night that was way outside of the box. I appreciate every type of distilled spirit, fermented spirits, beers, any of that stuff. I really do. So I would like to do this. It would be cool. We're not going to become a tequila channel. I'm not doing a bunch of them, but
No, and I mean, I just appreciate when it's like clean spirits, because so much tequila, especially, has all the gunk added to it nowadays. So
let's I'm gonna give just a little sip of this to see if I remember it right. We had a really fantastic meal last night. Some great pours, some great cocktails. So we did this just early as to not be too much of a distraction, but oh, Wombat, dang, I'd love to try a good tequila. I've never really tried any tequila. There is a massive difference, just like whiskey, between your standard shelf for tequila, like some Jose Cuervo, and good tequila. There are some amazing tequilas. And in fact, in my opinion, really good tequila is actually easier to sip than good whiskey. Once you kind of get the appreciation for it, it actually is very easy to sip. Very easy to sip. A lot of vanilla, just like bourbon, but citrus notes. There can be floral notes. They can have briny or umami notes, olive brine, stuff like that. But it depends on what you're reaching for. I like the slightly sweeter, but naturally sweeter. If you get like a Don Julio 1942, has got flavor added. It's got sweetness added to it. It's meant for the American palate. I like a good naturally sweet tequila. Want to try that again?
Sure.
Yeah, see? Good sweet notes, good citrus notes, some black pepper, not too much. A little barrel influence. Oh, wrong side. Interesting. So as a new $6 member, where's the Discord link? If you go to Patreon, there is a post pinned at the top of the Patreon. It is the pinned post. It has all the things that you need to know as a Patreon to get into the Discord, to get into the shop, to, any programs we got going on, which perks are, and all that stuff. Do the research on the natural tequila without additives. Yeah, this is 100% additive free for sure. The nice thing is Pete's been in the game a long time. He knows his stuff. It is a good quality tequila. Yeah, there's some really good tequilas out there, you guys. We're not going to go down the tequila rabbit hole because it is a giant rabbit hole, but I really appreciate tequila a lot. What do you think? Can't sit there silence. Radio silence.
What? Oh, sorry. No, I was just thinking of what the tasting notes that I'm getting, but it's like almost like French vanilla ice cream.
So for me, tequilas always you always get citrus, you always get vanilla, you always get pepper to some extent. And then in the reposados and the añejos, you get more barrel influence, and you can get some of those caramel and vanilla notes that you would just get in whiskey barrels and some of the whiskey tasting notes. But with tequila, I'm very rarely surprised by a tasting note. The only thing that really is varying for me is if it has more of that briny kind of like Fortaleza has a olive brine.
I'm not getting that on.
No, this doesn't have that at all. And I wouldn't pick something like that because I think that's a turnoff for some people.
I mean, for me, like you can tell there's the pepper like initially, but for me, it settles into literally like a bowl of French vanilla ice cream.
Yeah, and that nails it. I like the sweetness. It's got a good mouthfeel. I want a little spice. It's got a little pepper spice. It's got a little barrel influence. So you get some of those notes from the barrel, but still definitely a tequila. It isn't in there so long that it's now you're kind of like, well, where'd all the tequila notes go? Because the agave is played down a little on this, but you can still get it. It's still there for sure, especially on the nose.
Yeah, the nose has.
So, Kanish, we were talking about a Fortaleza winter blend yesterday. A fantastic whiskey, way too expensive. Just buy the regular Fortalezas. The winter blend is like $250 or some crazy thing like that. Yes, I would love to. We actually started this whole whiskey tequila thing talking about taking a trip to Mexico and doing a pick, but the companies that were offering the invitations to come down wanted us to take massive volumes, like crazy volumes, 800 bottles, 1,000 bottles. I'm like, I'm never gonna sell that much tequila. That'd be a lot. That'd be a lot. Yeah, we do have. You guys, I did list some Paladar bottles at Bond Bottle Shop today. So we do have the Blanco, the Reposado, the Añejo. I have a couple of the wine finished. Oh my God, I can't remember what they are.
What are you talking about?
I put in a couple. I put 5 different Paladars in the shop today. They're all you guys are all really reasonably priced. Only the specialty wood finish. There's 2 specialty wood finish ones, and those ones are like 100. The rest of them are way less. So, on to the next thing. If you guys didn't watch the Patreon only video of me going through J. Henry, I went through the J. Henry samples that were sent to me by Joe, not Jim. It's not John either. It's Joe, and some other J name I'm not even going to try. They sent me some samples. It was really, really cool. And I tasted through these, and I actually got to say I was quite impressed with J. Henry. I didn't know much about it. Really impressed with all of their stuff from the bottom to the top of the lineup. The bottles that they sent me that would be potentially single barrels, the Patton Road Reserve and the Spooner Rye Reserve, were both excellent in their own right. Go to Patreon, watch that video if you haven't watched it. It's actually, managed to taste through these things without having too much lip smacking and loud sniffing and stuff, which I was quite proud of myself. But these are actually both delicious. So we are going to talk to J. Henry about doing a single barrel, and maybe possibly parlay that into a whiskey trip to the Wisconsin area. But we will see. This is your early. There you go, Tempranillo and Barolo. Thank you. Those are the 2 Paladars that we added. I'm just reading. You know what? 4 Wheel Daily. The Old Fitz Decanter series. So I was explaining this to somebody. I'll tell you guys this just really quick about Bonnet Bottle Shop. I was explaining this to somebody on Facebook Marketplace that messaged me based on a Facebook posting. I guess it wasn't Marketplace, just Messenger. And he's like, "Hey, do you got this or do you got that? I'll buy them right now." I'm like, "Well, we have them in our shop, but the pictures that I posted of the bottles today are not me." And he's like, "Your prices are too much." I'm like, "Yeah, my prices on Buffalo Trace stuff is too much. It's just too much. Just stop it. If you're that guy that's like, I only pay $65 for Stag, just don't buy it from me." I've been pretty clear about that. I am subject to the secondary in California because we're out of California. So there are a few things that are in the shop that if I want them at all, you have to negotiate for a secondary price. That's why you saw our Weller Foolproof go up in price. I went down in price. We sold those and it went up in price. They don't have any more of the cheap ones. So obviously, please be aware of that with Bonnet Bottle Shop. I forgot where I was going with that. Totally lost my thought.
The Fitz.
The Old Fitz. Thank
Decanter.
you. See, that's why you're here. Let's keep me on track. Old Fitz Decanter series is one of the ones that I just have not been able to get for a reasonable price. What happens is it pops up in the inventory system, and I can look at it, and I can either pick it up for the asking price, or I can talk to them about doing something, and the prices just come out of the hole so freaking crazy. It's why BTAC. You guys, I could list every BTAC bottle that there is right now. There's a whole bunch of it. The listing prices are so crazy. There's no way I'm going to get them down to something reasonable, so I just don't. Yeah, Rick says drink tequila with additives and then drink it without and see how it feels the next morning. Yeah, oh yeah, 100%. 100%. You guys, did you know that tequila is actually the cleanest alcohol that you can drink? If you're going to drink alcohol and you want to be as healthy as possible, tequila actually is the healthiest. If you can say that. Okay, so let's on to what time we got. Okay, let's on to do a couple of fresh cracks. Are you ready for this?
Sure.
Do you have your glass?
Nope.
You do not have a glass. Oh man.
There's like 1,500 of them behind you.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Here, I'll grab one.
Oh, I was gonna say. Okay. So she's gonna grab. I got 2 bottles right now that I'm gonna fresh crack. 2 of them. One of them I guarantee none of you guys have got, and you haven't seen anybody review. The other one is a brand new one that I think is one that we all used to get excited about, and everybody's kind of come off of. And I think there may be reason to be excited about it again, and maybe we'll give you a little clue on it tonight as to whether that's actually the case. So let's start with that one. Let's start with the one I'm talking about. So I have the new High West Bourye 26A21. Now, I have heard rumor that High West Bourye is back, starting with this bottle. Okay, now I don't.
Where did that come from?
High West. So
well, I understand. Where did it come from to show up in our house?
In the mail.
I
didn't buy it. So this actually ties in on Monday, and this is not going to be a live thing, so I'm only telling you this because we will be posting it shortly after. I am actually going to do a podcast with Isaac Winter from High West, and we're going to talk about a few different things, including, but not limited to, what's going on with Bourye. I like to talk about how they managed to get the name Bourye freaking copyrighted. We want to talk about that. And if there's anything else that you guys would want me to ask Isaac Winter from High West, I think that you should probably put that in the comments right now and let me know, and I will do my best to try and look back through these comments and ask him those questions. Hey, Conrad, if you had to pick 5 bottles to take with you forever, what are you taking? Take with me forever? Like I was on an island? That's a great question, Devin. What are your 5? Okay, let's respect Pop. Oh, that was
a good one.
So Kanish says, will you be able to get JD 10, 14, 12, and 14? Yes. The prices on the 10 were good, and we actually did some 10s that I think damn near MSRP. I think we did a drawing on the 12, and the 14s were too expensive. Is Midwinter ever going to be priced well priced again? That's a good question. Why is the quality of Midwinter going down but the price going up? That's a good question. I will ask him about Midwinter. I'm quite interested myself, but let's start with this and let's see how this Bourye is, because allegedly, so the Bourye is a 101 proof and a blend apparently of 10-year-old whiskeys, rye and bourbon. I have not done the I love this freaking jackalope. I just love it. I have not done the research on this to know much about it. We're just going to taste it and see.
I love the bottle. It's nice.
It is very cool. It is a
like
hand-blown glass style.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a simple cork, wood top, natural cork. I really, really like it. I believe I have the 24 Bourye. Was it supposed to be discontinued or something? Well, no, they're actually going to be. So that's one of the primary things we're going to be talking about. Isaac and I are going to be talking about is the Bourye and High West and what's going on with High West. You know, obviously they were bought out. So some of the things about whether those are going to be limitations or it's going to actually facilitate some additional experimentation and growth and what they think about all that stuff. So we're going to be asking some of those questions. I just had a few pours of JD12. It's so damn good. The 12 for me is the sweet spot for those. Proof point is good. The 14, I think you get a little bit of diminishing return for the price. It's good, but it's oakier. I like the proof. I thought it was going to be really good, but 107, which I think is where the 12 is, about 107 proof, is a good sweet spot. Do you know where in Wisconsin J. Henry is? Outside of, what's the name of the damn city in Wisconsin?
Madison? No. What did you say? Not Madison.
Holy crap. Near Madison.
It is, right? Okay, so I was right.
Oh, wow, okay. That's tasty. So these are a blend. I don't know if I can pull it up really quick here. Just a blend of straight whiskeys, all aged a minimum of 10 years. Okay, so here we go. So 2 bourbon sourced from MGP and 2 ryes, 1 from MGP and 1 from High West's own 80% rye distillate. So funny. High West recommends this expression neat or with a splash of water. And okay, no shit. I do like the 10 years. It actually is funny because it's not as oaky as a 10-year. I would know, I think. Yeah, it's outside of Madison. Slotman, I think, Cam, I think you're right. $130 tasty. It's a question, isn't it? Let's just start with whether this is something that represents to me that High West is going back in the right direction.
As Kenny would put it, smash.
Smash. You like it?
I think so, yeah. I don't get any bitterness on it, which is good.
No, I
don't like bitter notes on the whiskey.
I'm kind of getting obviously citrus, cinnamon, the obvious stuff, but there is a little bit of a little richer, not quite umami, but definitely chocolate, anise. There's some sweet caramel in there, but maybe like toasted caramel. Maybe that's the barrel influence. It's actually quite good. We'll go back to it in just a second here.
Oh, there's the oak. A little bit.
Right at the end is where you're going to get it.
Yeah.
It's not super drying. There's a tiny bit of drying in the back of the palate right at the end. I think that's where the oak is coming out, along with some spiciness. Devin says, serious question. I have a 2017, 2018 Bourye Rye, and I'm curious if this one holds up because they're sitting on the shelf in Idaho, at least as of last week. So, Devin, I don't know if you noticed or not if they were 25s or 26s. So that's what I'm saying. The rumor is, and I have to be honest, I've not had a whole lot of Bourye Rye. So I'd be curious to see someone that has a way more experience than me. The rumor is that this 26 Bourye Rye is going to go back and compete with some of the previous releases that were considered generally to be better. Now, we'll see. I will be looking for people reviewing it that have a lot more specific experience with High West. Yeah, see, Wombat. I know Wombat is a. I do think that this. I do think that this is actually a really tasty bottle. I really do like it.
Get a little bit of that cola flavor, but I also get just the hint of that, what I always call wet straw.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, probably from the rye. I like Bourye Ryes, bourbon rye blends. This isn't obviously the only one. It's just the only one that uses the name Bourye Rye because you get a little bit of both bourbon and rye influences. It's the same reason I like 4 grains because they're well rounded and you get a little bit of everything on it. This definitely has a lot of rye influence. I get a lot of the rye notes.
Yeah.
Peppers and baking spices and some of that. Not quite grassy, but maybe a little bit of it. But it's not minty. I'm not getting any mintiness. You getting any mintiness?
No, no. It's more like I said, grassy and that hay or that wet straw kind of vibe. I don't know what tasting note that is, but that's what I get.
Yeah, I don't know what you're getting it. That's what it is. What you're getting is what you're getting. Little bit of kind of ginger. Lots of sweetness.
I'm not getting ginger.
Lots of sweetness. Lots of caramel sweetness. I like the citrus notes because they're kind of lean orange, but there's a little lemony kind of lemoniness in there too. I think that rye influence, the grassiness, is kind of causing that orange to lean a little lemon too. It is interesting. It'd be hard to say slight grassy. Definitely not a heavy grassiness, I don't think.
I love that initial spice, that tingle.
Nice pop. Good fruit notes. Like apricot, maybe. Stone fruit.
It's a little bit floral too.
The grassiness or the rye notes can come across as floral. I'm getting definitely Kentucky bluegrass, Tom. I actually do like it. I do like it. It's definitely more leaning towards a bourbon drinker's rye. If you're not a rye guy, you may not like it. Devin, I would be curious if you have the older ones, what you might think of this. It's not a hardcore rye, though. It definitely comes across as a blend, for sure.
Yeah.
Of both. Do we have any, CBR said, do we have any of the 2025 B tags? Yeah, you want to pay $1,500? I can get you all of them. So do you have to wear a shirt in the after party? Do we make that a rule? I don't know if we made that an official rule. So I'll leave that at that for now. I'm probably go back and spend a little more time with this and do an actual a review of it. You will see me talk to Isaac Winter. We'll probably end up posting that next week sometime. I'm talking to him on Monday, depending upon how much editing it needs, which probably isn't much, because I tend to just post those podcasts in full form, just clip off the end in the beginning and roll. Very, very interesting. I like that a lot. So, Bert, want to do the next one?
Sure.
Ready to do the next? If there's anything you guys want to talk about particularly, please don't hesitate to toss it in the comments. I'm going to start with a clean glass on this one because I think it's a very important bottle, personally.
Okay, I'll go get another glass.
Oh, you want to get another glass? Okay, go ahead. You get a second anyway. The next bottle that I want to crack for you guys, I think personally is a very important bottle. It ties to something else that is happening in the whiskey world. I'm going to give you my thoughts on it, but I also, some of you guys are going to actually know about some of this. But recently, a Redwood Empire decided to announce a club so you can have kind of your VIP collectors club. They are actually going to be doing their very first release on April 4th. I think you can still sign up for it. There's 2 tiers. There's a 3-bottle tier and a 2-bottle tier. And the club is going to give you access to some bottles that are distillery-only releases. Now, I'm very happy to say that I have the very first distillery-only release. It's a Foggy Burrow with a cool blue label on it. I'm very, very proud of that. And the very first club distillery-only release. The first release is going to have a pipe dream. I believe the cask strength pipe dream is going to have the triple toasted, triple finish, which I don't know if you can see here. It's going to have this bottle in the 3-bottle. Okay. If you did the 3-bottle, the third one is going to be this. So it is a pipe dream toasted, but specifically finished in Gariana. Now, I said, and I'm going to repeat it, and you're going to hear it again from me. I think that Gariana is this year's Amberana. Yeah, if you guys didn't sign up for that, sign up for that. The release is on the 4th. You can go pick up your bottles. It also comes with some cool perks like free cocktails, free tours. I think they really did it right. You do not have to pay to be in the club. You just pay for the bottles, and it seems to me like they're being very reasonable with the bottle releases. And if you're a fan of Redwood Empire, it's basically once a quarter. You get either 3 bottles or 2 bottles, and you get all these other really cool perks. So I think they nailed it. I might be a little biased because they did consult with me on it before they released it. I think they did it exactly right.
Question, because you said you don't pay to be part of the club, you only pay for the bottles, so the free drinks are just literally free drinks for no reason at all.
Yep. It's not bad. I mean, you get 4 tours and 4 drinks, and I believe I'm 4 tours and 4 drinks per quarter.
How does that pencil?
Don't ask questions. We don't want them to figure out that it doesn't pencil. It pencils for me just fine. Let's just keep Mrs. Whiskey Bonnet, keep it to yourself. Jeez, I hope freaking nobody's watching. So let's crack this bad boy open. I have not opened this yet. You guys are going to get a very first impression from me on this. I do like the toasted triple finish. I think it's very interesting. I like the wood influences. I do think that the appreciation of wood influence for a whiskey drinker, if you're going to get into those wood finishes, triple woods and cigar blends and all that stuff that really got a lot going on in there, I think you really have to be a bit of a whiskey drinker to really appreciate that, because the 3 wood finishes are going to be lost on somebody who isn't really super into that, because you're not really fully understanding what's going on there. I mean, you may like it, but I think as a whiskey drinker, you really start to appreciate things like wood finishes. So Gariana is one that I like in general. So Gariana, the biggest thing is it's a very hard wood. It tends to make things structured and spicy. It can make dark savory notes. I'm going to pop this. It tends to bring a lot of spice, so balancing that is going to be a challenge, but pipe dream is a good one to balance it with because it's very sweet. That was a dud. Oh, I'm getting a little bit of smokiness inside, like mystery inside of the neck. See that? All right, so let's pour a little of this and just see what we think. I mean, I'm going to be surprised if I'm surprised, but Bub, you're going to be one of the first people. That nobody outside of distillery staff has this bottle right now. So you're going to be one of the very first people to ever try it.
Outside of who?
Distillery staff.
I feel so special.
I do. I love it.
Kanish says, FYI, Brad's bourbon reviews calls the new toasted the worst bourbon of the year so far.
Well, Brad's bourbon reviews a jack. No, you're just saying that because you don't like him. The new toast the worst bourbon of the year.
Who doesn't like him?
Brad. I think Kanish and Brad are not friends anymore. I think they used to be and they're not friends anymore because Kanish said something mean about Brad. I don't know if that's true or not. No, listen. You guys have to take what I say about Redwood Empire with a little bit of a grain of salt. I am a bit of a fanboy when it comes to.
I don't know who this Empire. Brad is, but apparently he's not very liked.
Yeah, Brad wouldn't know shit if he had a mouthful. Whee! To call that the worst bourbon of the year is a little bit ridiculous. Say you don't like it, that's fine. But listen, I got a bottle of Old Crow here that's way fucking worse, and I'm pretty sure they're making it this year.
Oh, I like the nose on that.
So, typically the thing you get from Gariana is darker, more developed spice. It can be smoky, not like peat smoky, but like little campfire. Obviously, your peppers are going to be black peppers, not white peppers. You should get a lot of baking spice influences. Probably clove.
That is yum.
Definitely picking up on. I like Goriana because it makes your caramel
I
lean
don't know that I
molasses.
agree with you. Amberana is so overpowering where I don't feel like this is. This just kind of highlights everything.
Not what I meant by that. What I meant is you're going to see a lot of Gariana this year.
Oh, like everybody's doing it. Got it.
Bardstown already
Sorry,
did
I
one.
thought you meant like it's
No.
like the
Yeah.
Amberana where it
No.
overpowers the
Gariana is actually way
liquid.
more subtle because it is it's a hard, dense wood. Also, Gariana oak trees are not harvested unless they are specifically built and grown for harvest, or they've already fallen down. They do not cut down Gariana trees that are healthy and wild because they are a rare and protected tree. They only grow in the Pacific Northwest. So it's one of those things that I don't want to see Gariana get too popular because we don't want the specialness of the trees. The same thing with Amberana. Amberana is actually a fairly scarce wood, all in all.
Listen, I just love Pipe Dream in general because the sweet note on Pipe Dream is one of my favorite things. So I feel this is just kind of like turned up.
It's I love that they're taking Pipe Dream and doing the finishing with Pipe Dream because exactly that. Pipe Dream is so sweet. It's a low rye bourbon. It's very soft and sweet and gentle. So it's a great platform to try and take and add more spice to by wood finishing it in different things. So it's a lot of fun. I wish they put a little more proof on these. This is only a 97 proofer, which is actually more.
I thought it was higher. It actually drinks like it would be 100 plus.
That's your spice. See, that's your Gariana. Your Gariana is giving you a bigger spice kick. But they did a good job at blending this though because it doesn't overpower the softness of the of the Pipe Dream. I so well, I'm gonna read this comment because he's talking nice about me. Love watching your content, brother. Not to be off topic, but I just picked up a Wild Turkey 8-year and I'm pretty disappointed while sipping and watching this right now. Okay. Listen, I'm a fan of Wild Turkey 8-year. I think bang for your buck, it's a good bottle of whiskey. But I do understand why some people are not gonna like a Turkey 101 or even Turkey 8-year. I just think Turkey 8-year for us, those of us that are big turkey fans, takes Turkey 101 and just does something extra with it. And if you've had the Wild Turkey 12-year, which yes, we will restock that at some freaking point in time in the future. The 8 is a really nice position between those two, and it's readily available and it's inexpensive, and that's what makes it such a big deal. It just makes that's makes it a big deal.
Did he mean that he's disappointed with the Wild Turkey 8-year, or he's disappointed because he's drinking that and not drinking what we're drinking?
Oh, I don't know. I took it as he's disappointed with Wild Turkey 8-year. This is better than Wild Turkey 8-year. I will tell you that. I think here's the deal with these. I want to give you my thoughts on distillery only releases and things like this. Anyway, one, this is not a super expensive bottle. I think it was $130 including tax for 3 bottles. So not a super expensive bottle. Great, perfect. It's a 4 to 15-year-old blend. The Gariana is something that I think is super interesting to taste the influence. And for me, distillery only releases are supposed to be that. They're supposed to be something that is a twist or an experimentation on what they normally do in such a way that you can really appreciate the difference. I don't think that you would say, where does this fall in the Pipe Dream lineup? We can do that. It would be interesting. But that's not the point of this. The point of this is not to say, is this better than Pipe Dream Cask Strength? Is this better than Triple Toasted? This is a distillery only release meant specifically to highlight what happens when you finish Pipe Dream, which if you're a Redwood Empire person, you'd be familiar with in Gariana. And I think this is a beautiful example of that. It's not as big and as bright and as bold. And in fact, I will. Do I have it? Where's my box? Where's that stupid white box? Oh, will you get in there really quick? You can just grab that white box right in the closet right there. I'm not going to do a taste test against this right now because we opened it up because I actually here's one of the things that for me is a bit of a tough thing doing this content thing because we build relationships. That big white box right there that my business cards are on. I just want to show you guys this. I haven't posted the review on this yet, but just because we're on topic, I do have it. This is the Cascadia from Bardstown, which is the distillery only release, Gariana finished. Okay. Now this is a 10-year-old Gariana. It's a 375. I have tasted it, by the way, and I did do a review on it. We can discuss it another time. Which one is better? I will give you a guess. But this is 107 proof. It is 10 years old, but it is also $99 for 375. So construe what you like out of what I'm saying right now.
Oh, so we were both correct. He's disappointed with the 8-year, and he wished he was sipping what we're sipping.
So. Oh, well, the only problem with doing this, and I'm probably going to do a video talking about this only in the context of what Redwood Empire is doing for their new VIP program, the distillery only release, because I think it's a very big step for them, and I'm very happy for them and very proud of what they're doing, and very tickled to be able to have been part of that conversation with their marketing team and with their agency and stuff. To just they really picked my brain about what would you do if you had a distillery only. So if you hate it, if you love it, it's my fault. If you hate it, it's not my fault, because they didn't listen to me on the things that you hate, and they did listen to me on the things that you love. Yeah, this is legit. It's very, very good, but I think these are not going to be the only Garianas you see. I think you're going to see, look, Bardstown did one, Redwood Empire did one. I think this is going to be kind of sandbag a little bit. You're probably going to see a dozen Gariana releases from different places. So, oh yeah, Tim, the Bardstown Cathedral is fantastic. Fantastic. The Bardstown Cathedral is the best of these small series that I've had from them personally. We had it in Bardstown, which probably helped a little bit, but I do not have a bottle of that. Yeah, Owen says the Cathedral is one of the best pours I've ever had. Okay, so that's my prediction. I will be posting the video on this Cascadia Gariana oak, but like I said, we're not gonna do a little side by side right now, because one, they're not really exactly the same. The only similarity they actually have is that they're finished in Gariana, and I will never bullshit you guys, but I also want to be a little bit gentle when you get distilleries that are nice enough to share stuff with us. I mean, this is a distillery only. They sent it to me in this beautiful white box that I absolutely love. So I'm not gonna shit on it if I don't like it. This is a fantastic whiskey. There's no need for me to shit on it. It's really good, because I don't know that Bardstown's ever put out a distillery only release that wasn't good. We can have a conversation about whether it's worth $99 for a 375. But you guys can probably guess. 4 to 14 year blended product, under $100, 97 proof, 10-year blend. All 10 years or more, 107 proof, $99 for 375. Take what you want. So there you go. There's a prediction for this year. I really, really like this. If any of you guys that are getting this, you're going to enjoy it. I mean, you like it, yes?
I do. Very much.
One of the things that I think Mrs. Whiskey Bond appreciates about Redwood Empire is they do not lean hard into the oak influence.
Yeah.
They're good with the wood influence, and this new triple toast and the new Gariana actually did a great job of highlighting the wood influence, but they don't lean heavily. Like somebody brought up 1924 earlier. 1924 leans heavily into wood and oak influence on purpose. They really never do. I don't even know that triple toast might be the oakiest thing that they've ever made, and it's really not that oaky. It's fun to sometimes smell the whiskey you know and love. You relearn it. Yeah, you know what? That's one of the fun things that are to do. Every time you come back to them, they're a little bit different too. Okay. So that's all I got today. We blew through that pretty quick. That was a lot in a little over 45 minutes. Will you be able to purchase the Pipe Dream Gariana at the release party, even if you don't get it in your 2-bottle release? I do not believe so, Michael. Whiskey Sensory Shenanigans. I believe you have to be in the collectors, whatever it is that. Do you guys go to Redwood Empire? I don't have a link. I'll be posting that once we talk about this thing to get the link out there so you guys can check it out. But an email went out. Very cool program. I'm super excited about it. I hope that it doesn't change, but we'll see. We'll see. So I will not be able to be there on the 4th for those of you that are going. I actually have something that I have to do, a family thing up in Washington State, so I will not be able to be there. So I'll be going to pick up my bottles after I get back.
I'm going solo.
Yes.
Just kidding. I don't like driving to the Bay Area by myself.
It's a long drive.
So.
Well, when does Milestone 4 come out? Later in the year. They come out in the 4th quarter, I believe. Oh, making a statement, not a question. Okay, well, Mike made a statement. Anyway.
I did want to mention that midnight tonight, or 11:59 p.m. to be exact, is the cutoff for guessing the answer of our riddle from last month's newsletter, or this month's newsletter, I guess.
Okay.
You can win our
Patreon only t-shirt.
Patreon only t-shirt if you answer correctly. And we're going to draw the name tomorrow.
Perfect. So there you go. Thank you for bringing that up. A few more questions. We'll hit these before we wrap up. But Owen says, is Gariana the next Amberana, a hyped up wood that will come and start to fade away? No. Gariana, I think, is a much better wood for finishing whiskeys. I think you guys are going to enjoy it a lot more. I'm here for it, but I do think that it is going to be a fairly quick come and go fad. I think it'll be kind of the thing for this year. You'll see if your Gariana releases, and then it'll be on to the next thing. But it's not like Amberana, where Amberana is so overpowering. It's a love it or hate it influence. Very few of the Amberana finished whiskeys I've actually really liked. I've had now 4 different Gariana finished whiskeys. Liked them all. Some are better than others for sure. I had one out of Burnside, maybe. This one out of Oregon was the first one that I had. A really inexpensive, good, not amazing, not the best example of Gariana influence, but I think this is a good one. I think the Bardstown one is actually really good too. There was another question. What is your favorite pick that you've done of your own? I would love to try. My favorite pick, unfortunately, I think is gonna be that dang Magnus. That Joseph Magnus is so freaking good. Sentimentally, probably the chicken cock. I like the bottles with my face on it because that's just right up my alley with the rare character stuff. But the chicken cock bottle right now is absolutely, absolutely underappreciated. It is so fantastic. No one has said that it wasn't fantastic. It's under $100, or right at $100. It's really, really delicious, and we got to do the custom label on it, which was just an honor because they really don't do a lot of those. So sentimentally, that's my favorite. But to drink right now, that damn Joseph Magnus is so delicious. It is so good. It's complex. It's sweet. The flavor is ridiculously big. The finish is so long. It has everything that you want of that 10-year. Those Seguin Moreau barrels are just nuts. I wish the bottle was less expensive because I feel kind of bad telling you that's my favorite one.
I really like the light whiskey, was it?
The American Light Whiskey Rare Character.
Yeah.
Crazy good. That one sold out. That was our fastest sellout. Our second most expensive bottle. I do like that one a lot. The 21-year Hazmat. That one's really, really good too. Too expensive Joseph Magnus. At 110 I would buy 2 and save on shipping. Not a chance, Kanish. The Rye 3 is a really good bottle of whiskey for sure. The 3 rye blends, the 3 toasted. It's a campfire s'mores for sure. Really delicious. Price on that one was a little more reasonable, but you guys, all of our picks are really, really good. I mean, see, Michael. Answer is 4. Quote from Rodney Dangerfield from Back to 4. Yeah, I think the only one of our picks that I would not say is absolutely top notch is the Old Louisville Colombian. I love that pick because it's the most unique thing that we've picked, and it's not like anything else you've tasted. It's not like anything else I own, but standalone by itself, if I just pour it for you, it's not going to win against our other picks. It's just not. But I appreciate some things that are different. I appreciate things that are unique, and that is a completely unique Colombian oak does something to the whiskey that I've never had. I've never tasted in anything else so far out there that I bet I could pick a Colombian oak finished whiskey just blind. It's so unusual.
Is that still available?
There's a couple bottles left. Yeah, a couple bottles left. Don't buy that bottle unless if you're a experienced whiskey drinker and you're like, you want to try something you've never tried before, and it is good. It is good. It is bright fruit. It's tropical fruit notes. It is not what you expect it to be. So go into it with that in mind and knowing that this is going to be something unlike you've ever had, and you're going to appreciate it. But please don't buy it if you just want a crusher of a bottle. Like most of our stuff is just crushers. This bottle is fucking ridiculous. This is not a whiskey bonded pick. It's a bonded bottle shop pick. But if you've not bought our single barrel wheated bourbon, I don't know what your problem is, to be honest with you. This bottle is $65. It's 117 proof, so it's higher proof than the standard release from Green River. It is absolutely apeshit delicious as far as a crushable. It's dangerous, though, because you're going to get trashed on that because you're going to drink the shit out of it. That's the way that goes. Okay. Yeah. Hey, listen, and Mikey, this is always kind of a crazy time, these lives and trying to get the questions and everything. So if you have any questions or anything that you didn't get answered, you have additional questions, feel free to message me anytime, man. Conrad, you need to get the best cigar batch on the BBS store. New cigar batch. New cigar. Which cigar batch? Are you talking about the Bill Mead again? Ugh. All right, Tim. Thanks for coming by. You guys, please make sure that you are hitting. Oh, I'll answer that question too. Make sure that you're hitting the like, the thumbs up, the booster, the whatever, the sending me the galaxies. Why don't I get sunglasses on my face anymore when we do lives?
Someone asked about the difference between the whiskey bonded picks versus the bottle shop picks.
Modern time paladin, that's a very good question. So whiskey bonded picks are picks that we're always going to do with patrons. So if it's a whiskey bonded pick, it says whiskey bonded, or it's one of our rare characters and it says bonded Yaga or James Bonded or whatever it is. Now those were picked with a group of our patrons. So if you're not a patron, that's how you do a pick with it. You become a patron. Go over to Patreon. The link's in my bio. You go to whiskeyBonded.com. Become a patron, and then I pick patrons. Like we're going to Kentucky in April. We're going to Tennessee in May. We're working on some other barrel picking trips, and I always take patrons with me when we do picks. If we pick a pick with patrons, it becomes a whiskey bonded pick. If I don't pick it with a patron, we either pick it. Joanna and I pick it. I pick it by myself. Somebody else picks it for us. I pick it with one person. We do something like that. Then it becomes a bonded bottle shop pick. So just so you guys kind of know, the whiskey bonded picks are going to be universally good bottles for the money, period, because we get general consensus. When we pick something, everybody tends to agree. And if you get 5 or 6 or 7 whiskey drinkers that have big collections and lots of variety, and they all go 1 through 4, number 1 is the best, we'll get that one, then you know that is going to be a bottle that 99% of whiskey drinkers are going to like and appreciate. So whiskey bonded picks are always safe bets. Bonded bottle shop picks, some of them I just kind of do myself because we get samples. There's not a good experience involved in it. Or I just, like I get some samples of some stuff and they're just like, hey, do you, pick one of these things? And I just kind of got to do it quick or we don't get enough distillate or whatever. And I just pick one. I'll always be straight with you though. I'm not going to ever blow smoke up your ass. Like I was telling you about the old Louisville. This Green River though, if you like weeded cast strength bourbons like I do, just buy that one. Don't be silly. Oh, Barrel Cigar Batch is already in the shop, Kanish. Are you going to be getting Milestone 4? Yes. We got Milestone 3, quite a bit of it, so I'm assuming we will get Milestone 4. Do you know by chance what the Wild Turkey pick is? Is Russell's or Wild Turkey branded pick? Wouldn't you like to know, Owen? I'm not asking. The only thing I've asked for is that Bruce is there. So I don't know. I mean, listen, I could ask, but are we going to say no? I mean, if it's going to be a Russell's or a Wild Turkey, I'm assuming it's going to be a Russell's because it's just a lot more common for them to be Russell's. But our group, our people that are going to that, I have full faith that the Wild Turkey is going to pull out some good samples and we're going to pull something really, really good, and I'm excited for it. Price is going to be right. I'm excited. Wombat, if a distillery sends you samples for a BBS pick, you should do that on a live stream. I'd love to hear y'all's thought process on these picks as you taste them. It's not a bad idea. We could do a live tasting and get you on camera. We could do a live barrel picking. You can see a little bit of my process if you go and watch the video with the J. Henry samples. It's on Patreon right now. You can kind of see me go through those. I didn't do a pick on it, but I kind of went through them, give you my thoughts, eliminate the ones I think are not the best, and pick out the ones that are the best, and then kind of ultimately name the one I like the best. That's kind of how we go. So you can kind of see how I do barrel picks if you go over to Patreon and watch that J. Henry video. But yeah, we can do that. I'm trying to think if we'll have some stuff coming pretty soon. Maybe we'll just set up. It's hard to film a barrel pick when you have a big group of people. I don't have enough cameras. You literally have to have cameras for everybody. So it's really hard to do. That's why you don't see much video of us sitting and doing picks. We try to just kind of enjoy the pick and be there for it. And Mrs. takes pictures and videos. She puts together those compilation videos. But to actually have you be able to sit and see what it's like to be there with a group would be really hard to do on film. Do you guys know what the price will be on the TW pick you guys are doing? What TW pick? Wilderness Trail? What I'm freaking missing something. A Kanish question. Last question. Do you guys ship to Georgia? Yes. Mikey, we ship to every state except for Utah. I can't seem to get that one figured out. Oh, you can? Yeah, Mikey, you can get it. The Green
Wild
River...
turkey, maybe?
Oh, there you go. Wild turkey. No, well, it's going to be standard. I mean, Russell's Picks usually sell in local stores for like 100, but obviously we try to keep it down from there. But I don't... We're going to keep it under 100 for sure. Total Wine. WT. Remains Wild Turkey. You know, I don't know. I mean, I've seen Russell's Picks be $70. I've seen them be $90. I mean, you can count on a pick that belongs to us being more reasonably priced. I mean, for the most part, I think for the most part, our Redwood Empire pick, which is still available, I re-released some of my reserve. Our Redwood Empire haystack pick is less expensive than I just saw one at Rayleigh's. Yeah,
Rayleigh's
so we're gonna
pick.
Yeah, Rayleigh's did one. Bet you they didn't get a full barrel.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, if you didn't get a Redwood Empire haystack single barrel, I re-released my private reserve. There are a few bottles left. Go grab it. Don't be ridiculous. They only release them once a year. Okay, guys, if there's nothing else you guys want to talk about, let's wrap it up. That's perfect. An hour. I appreciate you guys being here. We're trying to be more consistent with the Wednesday nights, and we're going to be here for the Wednesday nights up until the last week of April, which is when we go to Kentucky. So we'll be here every Wednesday night at 6:30. I'm trying to be better about releasing the topic of the live in advance. You guys saw that. Yeah, Wombat saying the Magnus and the Haystack are his favorites. Yeah, Radius does do some decent picks, but their Redwood Empire pick was $155. I think we did ours for $135, something like that. Yeah. Bonded Redwood Empire Haystack is cheaper than the Ryes. It is because those Ryes I picked up as orphans. The Bonded Redwood Empire Haystack is the high rye bourbon, not the rye, and it belongs to us, the whole barrel. So the price is more reasonable. The ryes that I had in the shop, I think there's one left, are a few bottles from a barrel that did not belong to us that I grabbed, that I adopted. So they're fat, so they're more expensive.
Oh, you're getting called to the lounge, Conrad.
Why do you need me in the lounge? I'm exhausted, y'all. I was up late. I'm not going to be good for a whole lot of time in the lounge tonight. Last night was fun, but it is a long night, and we drove back from San Francisco after hanging out with Pete all night. So you can imagine what time we got to bed and what time we got up. The Righteous 7 is the best WB pick ever. You only say that because your face is on it. Okay, on that note, you guys, please don't forget to hit the like, comment, and subscribe and all that happy horse shit. And come back here next Wednesday at 6:30. Please be sure you are watching all my crazy content, especially the long stuff, because I really want to do more long stuff. But we got to change the algorithm. So guys, thank you guys for being here. If you need anything, please don't hesitate to message me, especially all of you that come out here on Wednesday night and watch this live that we only do for a small group of people. And we continue to do for those people that come out here. I appreciate that a lot. So, all right, you guys, we will see you next week. I'm Conrad. This is Miss Wissy.